Pixels Online has solidified itself as a top crypto gaming project for this cycle. With a heck of a lot of DAU, we'll of course be breaking this down and more. I'll be showing you how to personally earn yourself on Pixels Online, some moolahs, as well as the breakdown on my price predictions for where Pixels Online could potentially go. If you enjoy this kind of content, as always, like and subscribe. We're grinding to become the top crypto gaming channel in the space, so feel free to go ahead, support us, and let's get right into the breakdown. So this is a Pixels Online. It's a hyper casual farming game. As you can see, there's a bunch of people playing right now. And the easiest way to explain it is there's an energy system over here. You've got your pixel token, which is the governance token or the in-game token. And right now they're having a launch event where if you go from the hometown to the Bucks Galore, you can see it right here. You're going to see the shop, and this shop is going to have a heck of a lot of people because there's a lot of DAU right now on this launch task board, and completing these orders gives you coins and farming, and of course some of these will even give you pixel tokens. You can actually deliver them, and of course there's a quest board, gives you them in a specific period of time. Boom, I just got a pixel token and I've made 50 cents from that. Of course, there are coins, which you use these coins as a soft currency to buy resources to get more of them. For example, if you need to get butterberry, well, you need to get butterberry seeds, for example. You buy one of them, you go to land plots, which you'll have to find yourself. The green ones are great for butterberries. You plant them, you just wait for them to end up growing, and that's the TLDR of the entire ecosystem. So I just water it, wait the 19 minutes, get it, and then go from there. That's how people are earning right now. They're completing these tasks, they're getting the pixel tokens, and that is the easiest way to get into it. Of course, some people have the VIP, and that is a totally different thing for a totally different time. But there are different tiers for people wanting to spend different amounts. Now let's talk about the pixel token. Right now at a $440 million market cap with a very solid volume of 291 million and a fully diluted market cap of $2.8 billion. Now, just straight up, this is something for the newbies, right? Fully diluted market cap, it will matter at some point, okay? It will matter a lot at some point. But for the duration of this bull cycle, for at least the next year, this little number right here is not going to take a big impact. You're going to see a lot of charts like AXS, for example, from Axie Infinity, performing extremely well during the bull market because they had ridiculous fully diluted market caps, but it did not matter during the course of the bull market. Instead, what happened was we got all that negative price action during the bear market as a lot of the vesting ended up coming up. So yes, the number will matter long term, and this is why we do not, permanent positions on these kind of coins, but we have more temporary positions for the course of this bull market, the next 1.5-ish years. We'll be looking at pixels, but you don't want to be caught holding the short end of the stick because you're providing liquidity now, but you will be having trouble later. So right now, I love the valuation of pixels. I think it makes a lot of sense. If you look at Token Terminal, you can check this for yourself. You sort it by active users. You're going to notice that Ronin right now has 770,000 active users. Of course, keep in mind, we are in the crypto space. I'm sure a lot of these are bots, but nonetheless, there are a heck of a lot of people playing pixels. In fact, we've seen some data from Luke. He is the one and only founder of Pixels Online, saying that over 1.4 million pixels has already been spent in-game in the last 3 days through a combination of VIP purchases and coin sales. The community treasury already starting to grow with 1.12 million pixel in it now. Lots more utility, pets, guilds, upgrades, and more, showing that obviously, there are a good amount of people using the Pixels token at a price of 57 cents, 1.14 million. Quick maths, something around like 600K has been transacted over the course of 3 days, which is not $440 million, but nonetheless, it does show a strong case that people are using this token for the game. Something to keep in mind is that the player base for Pixels is not a, hardcore, we spend millions of dollars each person kind of thing. It's more of like the hyper casual airdrop farmers that are looking to get into crypto games without having to spend money. That is the majority of the player base. However, they do offer, for the people that are a little bit more on the heavier side, the opportunity to earn farmlands, right, to buy these farmlands for a current price. They're pretty expensive, of $6,100. Of course, they were much lower before the launch of the Pixels token. They were all the way down at 0.1 ETH. So if you got there, congratulations, because you won. Right now, they're significantly more expensive. I think the valuation makes a lot of sense considering the fact that you need these farmlands to be able to actually play the game. For example, I'm on a farmland right now. The way it works is that you, as the landowner, get a portion of whatever I end up mining or I end up crafting, right? For example, this little butterberry, they get a portion of that, which I think it makes a lot of sense. It makes them able to earn a heck of a lot. There are some rare resources that they can put down. And so I think this model, it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It reminds me of a hybrid of what was the Axie Infinity SLP model, where there was obvious extraction. I mean, let's be honest, the people doing the quests are extracting value from Pixels Online, but also meshing it with more of the soft currency thing that we're seeing a lot more these days, where there's a soft currency, you can control the emissions for it. It's not like you're doing some crazy emissions for the rest of eternity and then it just goes SLP mode. It's a lot more controlled, and as long as there are a good amount of people playing, then the model makes sense. It's kind of like MMORPGs, whereas when the MMORPG is launched and it sustains DAU, that it makes a lot of sense. The economy tends to sustain itself for the most part. It's usually inflationary, but not inflationary to the point where people aren't making their returns if they have found inefficiencies in the markets. The easiest way to break it down is the more people are playing, the more sustainable it is. Of course, eventually, every game has its moment where it's not sustainable because less people start playing it. But for now, we've seen some very strong growth metrics for Pixels Online. And so that is not something I'm currently worried about. For example, Clash of Clans has 75 million active users. They generated 471 million in gem sales. Pixels Online with 350,000 active users. I do see, maybe this is a crazy prediction here, but I do see Pixels Online increasing over the million mark. I see Pixels as a game that reminds me a lot of what Axie Infinity was, but a more mature model, whereas there's a lot more intricacies, there's a lot more complexities in the economy, and there are a lot of inefficiencies in the markets, whereas you could buy, trade, sell, all of these different assets. I mean, I have a ton of assets in my inventory, for example, that you can go ahead and utilize. It's not like it's just SLP where you're going off, getting your SLP and then running away. It's a lot more complicated, which I do like. Now, am I here to say that during the bear market, I'm going to continue to play Pixels Online every single day? And I think Pixels Online will continue to increase throughout the bear market. I'll be honest with you. I don't think that's going to happen. I think every crypto gaming project is going to have a major correction by that point. But that's not why we're here. We're here for the current price action and what we're expecting. Now, I will disclose that I have not gotten into my initial position for Pixels. I do own some Pixels, right, from playing the game. Like I have 52 Pixels here, but I haven't increased, into a huge bag. I am looking to see if we're going to get a correction under the 50-cent mark. It's looked like it doesn't really want to do that, if I'm completely honest with you. And I have noticed that the farmland for Pixels seems a lot more sustainable. I do think that the farmland is the more attractive option for the people that have the liquidity, which I'm fortunate enough to be in that position. So the likelihood is that we're going to be grabbing one of these plots, probably a water plot, at some point over the next month. I do like the fact that Pixels has, it has a really solid team. It has a track record. It's a free game. It's a hyper casual game. It's created for the people that don't want to put a crazy amount of effort, but do want to participate in the play to earn economies. Makes a ton of sense there. I also like the fact that, Pixels themselves have said that they are putting themselves as a priority in the Ronin network. Jiho as well has made sure to remind people that Pixels isn't something that's just going to go away tomorrow, which is good. I like seeing the Axie Infinity Sky Mavis team saying that they are putting a lot of focus into Pixels. Another thing is that right now, they got launched on the Binance Launchpad. If you didn't know, they had $8 billion staked. So there is a heck of a lot of liquidity that is looking forward to getting into Pixels Online. I also like the fact that right now, in terms of its valuation, it is around half of what Axie Infinity is, probably a little bit less than that, right? At a 440 million versus the 1.1 billion. If I'm honest with you, I think that Axie Infinity's token should be lower than Pixels. So immediately I'm going to give a price prediction that's higher than what Axie Infinity currently is, Because in my opinion, at least, I've noticed that I really like what Pixels is doing, and I think what Pixels is doing is more sustainable than what AXS is doing. Obviously, you know, the IP convergence with Axie Infinity building out their community program, getting a lot of those community games. I know Axie Champions recently launched will give you a bull case for Axie Infinity as well. So that's not to say that Axie Infinity's AXS is a bad coin. I do think that AXS is going to have a resurgence. I do think that Pixels Online will continue to be that bull leader. You know, very easily to say that it should be passing GMT, should pass Engine, it should probably pass WeMix. I do think that its valuation, you know, probably shouldn't be higher than Ronin, which means that Ronin still has a lot more room to go. But I do see it, you know, potentially being higher than something like ApeCoin or the Sandbox or even eGold. I would say, you know, peak bull, this could hit easily, you know, 20, 30 billion FDV, no problem at all. I could see this at a $4 to $5 billion market cap, which would put Pixels at around the $5 to $6 mark. Of course, you know, FDV will start ticking by then. And that's just not really that crazy of a price prediction, I'm sure. You're not used to hearing that. You're probably used to hearing like, oh, I think it's going to hit a 100x in 20 days. But I do think that Pixels has a lot of strength in the sense that maybe it's not that coin that's going to do that 100x for you this bull cycle, but it is that coin that will have that safer margin. Obviously, no crypto gaming coin is safe, but it's going to have that safer margin where it reminds me of Immutable. It has all the fundamentals there. They just need the time for people to dump from the airdrop, from the conversion from the Berry token, because they did have a Berry token at some point, converted it over to Pixels. Once we get this huge euphoria out, then I think they're going to have more marketing campaigns to get their DAU up. And as their DAU go up, of course, their farmland is going to go up. I think these should be worth somewhere around, you know, 4 to 5 Ethereum at least, even though I know there's 5,000 of them, which honestly isn't even that many. That's pretty crazy valuation right now that it's only at $6,000. We shall see where that goes, but this is a veteran team. I think this one's an easy 10x. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section in regards to it all. I hope I could help break down and get you into what is currently the largest crypto game in the entire space. If you enjoy this kind of content, as always, like and subscribe. We make videos every single day on the crypto gaming space. Until the next time, stay classy, and that's all.